Ever wondered about the hidden heroines of the Bible? We often hear about Abraham, Moses, and David, but what about the powerful women whose faith and courage shaped history? Today we're diving into the stories of 12 incredible women God used to accomplish His extraordinary work. These aren't just supporting characters. They're leaders, prophets, and pioneers whose legacies still inspire us. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's uncover the amazing tales of these biblical powerhouses. First up, Esther, a young Jewish girl who became a queen. She risked her own life to save her people from total destruction. Her famous words, "If I perish, I perish," show incredible bravery. She stood before the king, uninvited, and used her position not for personal gain, but for the salvation of an entire nation. Her story is a powerful reminder that God can place us in strategic positions for a divine purpose. Next, let's talk about Deborah. She was a prophetess, a judge, and a military leader in Israel at a time when men typically held these roles. She wasn't just giving advice from the sidelines. She went to the battlefield with the army. Her wisdom and decisive leadership led Israel to a stunning victory in 40 years of peace. Deborah's story shatters stereotypes and shows that God calls leaders based on their heart and ability, not their gender. Then there's Ruth, a Moabite woman whose loyalty is legendary. After her husband died, she refused to leave her mother-in-law Naomi, saying, "Your people will be my people, and your God my God." Her faithfulness led her from poverty to the fields of Boaz, and she became the great-grandmother of King David. Placing her directly in the lineage of Jesus, Ruth's story teaches us about loyalty, kindness, and how God blesses those who honor Him. Let's not forget Mary, the mother of Jesus, a young humble girl chosen for the most significant role in history. Her response to the angel's news, "I am the Lord's servant. May your word to me be fulfilled," demonstrates profound faith and submission. She endured public scrutiny, the pain of watching her son's crucifixion, and yet remained steadfast. Her quiet strength and unwavering trust in God are a model for us all. Now, consider Rahab, a prostitute from Jericho. She might seem an unlikely hero. But when she hid the Israelite spies, her act of faith saved her entire family from the city's destruction. She chose to trust in a God she barely knew over the king she served. Rahab is another example of God using the most unexpected people and is also listed in the lineage of Jesus, showing that our past doesn't define our future in God's plan. And what about Hannah? Desperate for a child, she poured out her heart to God in prayer, promising to dedicate her son to Him. When God answered her prayer with Samuel, she kept her promise. Her heartfelt prayer is one of the most beautiful poems in the Bible. Hannah's story is a testament to the power of persistent prayer and fulfilling our vows to God. There's also Abigail, whose wisdom and quick thinking prevented a war. When her foolish husband insulted King David, Abigail intervened with humility and a generous gift, saving her entire household from David's wrath. Her story highlights the power of a peacemaker and the importance of diplomacy and wisdom in diffusing conflict. And of course, Mary Magdalene, often misunderstood. She was a devoted follower of Jesus, healed by Him from 7 demons. She supported His ministry and was one of the few who stood at the cross. Most importantly, she was the very first person to see the risen Christ and was tasked with telling the disciples the good news. She became the apostle to the apostles. We also have Lydia, a successful businesswoman in Philippi who dealt in purple cloth. After hearing Paul preach, she and her household were baptized, and she opened her home to the apostles, establishing the first church in Europe. Her hospitality and leadership were crucial for the early spread of the gospel. Then there's Priscilla, who along with her husband Aquila, was a tent maker and a vital ministry partner to the apostle Paul. She was a gifted teacher who helped instruct the eloquent speaker Apollos, explaining the way of God more accurately to him. She is a great example of a woman serving as an intellectual and spiritual leader in the early church. Consider Jochebed, the mother of Moses, with great courage and ingenuity. She defied Pharaoh's decree and hid her baby boy in a basket on the Nile, trusting God for His protection. Her faith-filled act not only saved her son, but also the future leader who would deliver Israel from slavery. Finally, we have Miriam, Moses' older sister. She was a prophetess who watched over her baby brother on the Nile and cleverly arranged for their mother to nurse him. Later, She led the women of Israel in a song and dance of praise after God parted the Red Sea. Her story highlights leadership, protection, and joyful worship. From queens to outcasts, from prophets to mothers, these 12 women show us that God uses everyone, regardless of their background or status, to achieve his glorious plans. Their faith, courage, and obedience changed the world. Who is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories.